This is a compilation of quick true or false quiz questions on ADS and the Phillips curve. Pause after each one, lock in your answer, then check if you're right. Let's begin. Macro pop quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. The output gap is the percentage deviation of actual real GDP from potential real GDP. The answer is true. It measures how far the economy operates from its sustainable full employment baseline. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the comments. Macro pop quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. If the output gap is positive, actual GDP above potential GDP, the economy has an inflationary gap. The answer is true. A positive gap means the economy is overheating, pushing wages and prices upward. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. An increase in domestic labor productivity shifts the SRAS curve to the left. The answer is false. Higher productivity lowers per unit production costs, shifting the SRAS curve right. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the comment. Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. By the exchange rate effect, a higher domestic price level makes goods pricey and cuts net exports. The answer is true. Dearer prices reduce export demand and raise import demand, lowering INEX. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the comment. Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. A major stock market boom that raises household wealth shifts the AD curve to the right. The answer is true. The wealth effect from rising asset values stimulates consumption C, shifting AD outward. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. In a self-correcting economy, the government must always use fiscal stimulus to close a recessionary gap. The answer is false. The self-correction mechanism can close the gap on its own through downward wage adjustment over time. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. During stagflation, expansionary monetary policy will lower inflation while boosting output. The answer is false. Easier money lifts demand and output, but worsens inflation, deepening the stagflation dilemma. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the comment. Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. The LRAS curve can shift left if a country suffers severe permanent destruction of infrastructure. The answer is true. Disasters or wars that wipe out capital stock permanently lower potential output capacity. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. In the Keynesian view, the economy's self-correction works too slowly to rely on in severe crises. The answer is true. Keynes noted, in the long run we are all dead, arguing for active intervention in deep recessions. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer. Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. If the AD curve shifts left, the price level falls and real output drops in the short run. The answer is true. A contractionary demand shock lowers both equilibrium output and prices along an upward SRAS. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. A vertical long-run Phillips curve implies monetary policy can't permanently change unemployment. The answer is true. Long run, unemployment is set by structural labor market factors, independent of inflation. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the comment. Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. The natural rate hypothesis says unemployment always returns to its natural rate long run, whatever inflation does. The answer is true. Fluctuations are temporary. Long-run forces return employment to its structural equilibrium. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. If a government uses supply-side policies, it aims to shift the AD curve to the left. The answer is false. Supply-side tools like deregulation or tax incentives shift SRAS and LRES right to lift potential output. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. At long-run macroeconomic equilibrium, the output gap is exactly zero. The answer is true. Long-run equilibrium means actual real GDP aligns with potential GDP, so the gap is zero. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. An increase in business regulations that raises compliance costs for all firms shifts the SRAS curve right. The answer is false. Higher compliance costs are an adverse supply shock, shifting the SRAS curve left. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the Macro Pop Quiz. ADS and Phillips. True, false, or uncertain. Menu cost theory says firms change prices slowly because adjusting prices carries physical or admin expenses. The answer is true. Menu costs create price stickiness, preventing instant adjustment and supporting the upward SRAS slope. Subscribe to Macroeconomics with Michael. Like, share, and drop your answer in the